A celebration for the young people here, the end of one journey, the beginning of another. This is the story of commitment and compassion, of idealism tested and alive, and of new horizons for European solidarity.
So they would have had a lot of refugees over here after 1994.
Colm is about to leave home for his first deployment as a humanitarian aid volunteer. He doesn't yet know where he'll be posted, but he knows why he wants to go.
Next one.
I feel that working in this sort of sector is going to make me happy and fulfilled as a person, rather than doing something, a daily grind, 9 to 5, doing something that's different, outside the box.
On the other side of Europe, Anna has volunteered also unsure where she'll be going, but sure of her commitment, ready for the challenge.
They actually asked us to take quite a lot of special things, I think. Quite a lot of batteries, torch, flask, money belt, there's really lots of light items, but it was a really long list. It can be really challenging, it can be upsetting, can be distressing, so it does definitely take quite a lot of dedication.
Pioneers, guinea pigs, or a bit of both? Anna and Colm, along with 23 others from across Europe, are the first participants in a new European Union programme, EU Aid Volunteers, deploying humanitarian volunteers worldwide. Colm and Anna will be away from friends and family for a year. Neither has ever been outside Europe. How will they cope with the expectations and the harsh demands of humanitarian work? We'll follow them with surprises along the way as they and their colleagues nurture their idealism in the face of the toughest tests. They'll have a key role. EU Aid Volunteers brings those in need face to face with those who want to help. The programme gives Europeans the chance to express their solidarity in practice.
We live in a world where natural catastrophes are growing, the conflicts are becoming more complex and more frequent, demands are growing faster than the resources we have. There are over 100 million Europeans that volunteer. So we have to direct the energy of Europe towards a very real growing need.
The volunteers are confident they have what it takes to meet that need.
Compassion, the humanity of helping others, the fact that alleviating suffering is what this whole sector is supposedly about. So if you hold on to that value and that initial motivation, I think that will keep you focused and keep you doing stuff for the right reasons.
I think I'm one of the youngest people in the program. I'm only 23 and I do not have any field experience. So to be able to actually work as a humanitarian worker and not just study about humanitarian work, it's a quite unique opportunity.
For Colm and Anna, the first test, a month's training in Wales. They've got places on the first of 7 pilot projects funded by the European Union to see how EU aid volunteers might work best. The aim, to get aid organisations on board, training volunteers to work with their experienced professionals. This pilot, run by Save the Children UK in partnership with Bioforce, a humanitarian training institute, and NOAA, a humanitarian master's programme.
We are testing them and challenging them, particularly in the scenario-based exercises, to look at how do they work under pressure. So we can be confident if we're putting them in a challenging situation, we should have a good idea of how they're going to be able to respond.
What is it like if you're in an ambush? What is it like where someone's trying to shoot you? And what is it like if they kidnap aid workers? Which was actually saying that it actually can be dangerous and how that looks in practice.
It's like your mind knows what's going on, but your body is kind of, your adrenaline's flowing, you're pumping up, so it's certainly got the emotions flowing and gave us a snapshot of what the reality would be like.
They were still communicating.
Learning from the exercises, preparing volunteers for the challenges ahead, a key part of the programme.
Okay, I thought you could have used the hill more.
Learning to tackle tasks as part of a team. and to take decisions as part of a team.
By consensus rather than having a clear leader.
Learning not just the theory, but also how to apply it.
That's true, I agree with Andy.
Learning practical skills like first aid and how to stay calm when calm help is needed. Then to their assignments overseas. Colma, logistics officer in Haiti, dealing mostly with procurement of medical supplies. Over the next year, these are some of over 30 countries around the world who'll be welcoming EU aid volunteers. Not the very highest risk areas, but those where help is badly needed. It will prove to be a challenging first experience for many. We caught up with Colma after 4 months in Port-au-Prince.
Our security team prefer that we travel in cars with the Haitian driver. So you find yourself moving from house to the office, office to the house. You're always in a car, so it's difficult to get out and about and live what I would consider a normal kind of life. So initially I was a bit put out about it, I suppose, but I've adjusted to it now, and I suppose that I'm used to it now.
For volunteers like Colma, the need is for flexibility, adjusting ideals to the realities on the ground.
I've experienced a lot more frustration than I expected to experience. I suppose I had high expectations coming in about how things would be organised, and I don't think I was flexible enough when I came in. I think I was just a bit naive. It took me a while to adapt, but I think I am coping now. It's really, really important for me to meet the beneficiaries, because it's very easy to get frustrated when you're sitting in an office all day, because there's days when you're like, why have I left everything behind, or why am I here? Meeting people, the beneficiaries, just helps you keep the motivation and keep the idealism.
That motivation is key for aid organisations, benefiting from the contribution of EU aid volunteers, assessing how best to work with them.
I place a real high value on volunteers. I think the value of someone like Colma is that he can do something that we may not have the resources for someone else to do. Having a person like Colma who's dedicated and committed does help us make a difference. Whether we make enough of a difference to, fulfill all of his expectations, probably not. When I was his age, I wanted the world to change in a couple of months. But I think what these type of experiences offer to individuals like Colma, and we have 2 other volunteers as well, is a chance to really experience what it's like to work in a developing country, make a contribution. So it's what he's going to take away from this.
God, I've got lots of good memories from here. No, it's been a challenging but good first experience, and I think it has taken away some of my bright-eyed, bushy-tailed innocence that I had 6 months ago, but that's no bad thing. I'm harder now. I think I'll be better at this job because of my experience here.
Across the world, a different experience. Anna, project officer in Zanzibar. After her 4 months, a different kind of challenge. Dealing with child protection issues. Part of her job, designing new projects and getting feedback on existing ones, including from children themselves.
We would like to make sure that we involve their feedback, their views, their ideas, plans, dreams and objectives in our programs. And this is why it's really important to consult with them. I found that with enough tolerance and maybe a bit of effort of actually getting to know how the things work in a different country, and getting to actually know this country as well, it completely changes the experience. I've been quite unexperienced when I came to this country program. So if I look at the things that I have learned, the skills that I have gained in Zanzibar, I think that they have definitely prepared me for a different type of emergency as well.
As with all volunteers on the project, Anna is assigned a mentor to guide and advise.
Anna, since she joined, she really added to our capacity significantly. She managed also to put new proposals. We are now seeking $2 million from EU and UN, and that was purely Anna did, and she managed to get the fundraising from zero until the submission, putting a lot of documents together. So without that help, we might not be able to keep the program going further.
Where we collected our second
So even in just a few months, EU aid volunteers like Anna can contribute to long-term goals.
Yeah, just a small one. When we were followed by... I have not been deployed to a developing country before, so it's definitely a great start for me.
Both volunteers will move on to other tough deployments before the close of the year-long program. Colma will go to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Anna will be posted to Tajikistan. More tests for their idealism. But only at the end of their mission could they assess the whole experience. That's when we caught up with them next. So this the celebration, the program completed. Here, the first EU aid volunteers meet to take stock of their year, compare experiences, look to the future.
I've definitely had an opportunity basically to work all over the world and interact with all kinds of people, learn about different cultures and working styles, see so many different projects. Personally, I think I've become much more confident in what I do and more confident in what I want to do.
I don't think I could have imagined the depth and the breadth of the stuff that I've learned this year. I don't think I understood what was out there properly, to be honest, and how difficult it is to work with people from a different culture and to get on with it and to do a job and to find a common ground, to find what motivates people and then find out what actually motivates me. I don't think I appreciated the insights and what I've learned about myself. And I also learned a lot about my own resilience and what my body could take and what my mind could take and how far I could go.
For the European Union, it's that kind of experience that makes EU aid volunteers so important.
There you can really see a difference the European Commission can make with the money that we provide and the program we can provide. And I think it's a very, let's say, concrete way of seeing what difference citizens can make. And if we provide them the opportunities to show solidarity, not only by paying money or give donations, but really going out there, making a difference, I think it's really a great opportunity.
Today, new pilot projects are already underway. Over 200 volunteers have been trained and deployed in over 30 countries around the world. By 2014, 1,000 EU aid volunteers will be trained and deployed each year. This is Europe meeting the need for humanitarian volunteers worldwide. EU aid volunteers. It's up and running. It's growing now and into the future.